blindfolded. Sawdust air, a choking bit, a familiarity to it. Sand on your lips, on your tongue. Hollow. This room is hollow. You can tell as you're breathing, steady, echoes. You are not panicked. It is not in your nature to fear any scenario of imprisonment. This is not the first time that you have been held. The chloroform feels fresh still, tinged with honey, stained on the outside of your mouth, something sweet. This is your formula, particular to you. No one else is practicing medicine here. How did they get into my stores? Your hands are bound behind the back of a hard wooden chair, legs to the legs, enough to hold, but perhaps not enough to keep you held. Don't struggle. Don't give away that you know your binds are loose. A metronome clicks, and you time your breathing to every 4th second for the inhale and then for the exhale. You remember Masculine's technique of blinking to free oneself from a blindfold, but you must not cause attention. If an opportunity arises where you find yourself alone, you'll make the attempt, and your ears tell you that you are not alone in this room, so not now. Discern. Heavy-footed. He's 10 feet ahead of me. His breathing is in the opposite direction. His back is turned. I can hear the way his weight shifts when he leans on one foot over the other. He's heavier, taller, scuffling. He's left-handed. What's in his hands? He's whittling away. Something sharp. He's making something sharp on my wet stone. I know the spark. I know the sound. He's in my home. This is my cellar. There is a still moment. You know from the slight shuffling of his steps and the breathing becoming louder that he's turned away from the work table to face you. But he's not moving in your direction. Click, click, click. And then he opens his mouth, but before he speaks, he lets the moment hang in the air, like he's breathing in awe. This one fascinates me. You have an idea of what it is he is holding in his hands, but you are unfazed. You know your tools better than anyone. Not familiar with the name, but I've seen what miracles you've performed with it. I know a soft smile from anyone in the dark. Imagine becoming accustomed to the nature of our tools, to it becoming second nature. He steps closer to you, and as he does, you feel a rush of air by your ankles. The windows painted shut are slightly open now. He would have needed time. The man continues. Do you assign names? We've never sat down for a proper conversation. You've never really invited me. You do seem like an individual who would appreciate ownership. I felt that. Imagine leaving this valuable to hang out in the open. His tone has now shifted a slight deeper. Is that menace? Remarkable thing, to be so small and yet cause so much damage. I used to think about a bullet being such a thing, a tiny perforation, explode, collapse from within, a tiny million fragments, flesh shredding into flesh, a supernova of muscle to sinew. But that is, how you say, pedestrian, in comparison to the caterwauling of this. Click. He makes a clicking sound from something in his hand, and you know exactly what he's holding. Tell me. He pauses and moves to you to lean in and lets you hear his breathing. He's taking his time. He feels like he has time, and he whispers into your ear, "Did you hear the crack?" He pauses again, grave, almost nodding and saying, "Yeah," in a whisper. "I did. I hear it now. Again, I hear it in my sleep when I open my eyes to see a metronome of cracks in my head in perfect rhythm, persistent." You feel hot air of breath on your neck and hear him straighten and move back to the work table. To be fair, and I want to be fair, I'm a little bit unsure as to whether or not this will quiet the noise. I suppose that's a little bit unfair to you if I step outside and examine our situation, but then there's the crack to remind me. I know this voice, nauseating how quickly we make our decisions with a calculation unprepared for random variables, so unassuming. You catch yourself appreciating his matter-of-fact tone to things. This is a voice you know, but not through conversation. Where have I heard you? Tell me, in your profession, have you ever negotiated a tortuous cervix on someone who was, or is, wide awake? When you split the skull of a tiny, living being, what is the remnant? Click. I know there are accidents. You can hear him nodding, almost acceptance he is comfortable to linger in. I know. I recognize that. You're not going to be able to save everyone, and that it has to be a hard thing to know there will be times in your life when you will have to deliver not so pleasant of a news to someone. But a man who claims to be moral is the first one I would suspect to not be so, and you have so many ghosts who are whispering so. He holds this moment. Empathy's been a bit of a challenge lately. A pause. An exhale. I want you to know, this will not end here. Not with you. Struggling against the inevitability will do you no good. His tone is almost matter-of-fact now, and you hear the adjustment, like he's laying out your tools upon the table. A servant will use the tools of his master to bring him to heel. He pauses, and you can hear him taking a deep breath, and you've known this leap many a time. Coincidentally, that is where we will start. The metronome stops. This will hurt. You are faced with several choices. You can say something to compel him to stop, like you are begging. You can also say something in an attempt to persuade. You can choose this moment to free yourself from your bonds behind your back. You can use Masculine's technique to blink your way out of your blindfold to see who this is. You can use your foot to tip your chair backwards to land on your back. Or you can do nothing. Choose your path.